There is a quiet, curious paradox that lives in so many of us. The ability to see another person's path with breathtaking clarity, to offer the perfect map, the kindest words, the wisest direction, while we ourselves stand at a crossroads, map folded in our own pocket, unsure which way to turn. What is this profound and gentle mystery within us? This division between the wisdom we so generously give away and the wisdom we cannot seem to receive from ourselves. Tonight, we will not try to solve this puzzle. There is nothing here that is broken. Instead, we will journey into this inner landscape together, exploring its terrain not as a problem, but as a sacred and protective architecture of the human heart. We will walk with gentle curiosity, transforming the feeling of disconnect into a deep and abiding self-compassion. So find your place of rest now. Let the full weight of your body be held by the surface beneath you. Feel the gentle pull of gravity as a deep and welcoming embrace, a quiet reminder that you are here, you are held, and you are safe. There is nothing else you need to do, nowhere else you need to be. This time, right here in the soft darkness, is entirely for you. Let your breath begin to deepen, finding its own natural, easy rhythm, breathing in and breathing out. Each exhale is a release, a letting go of the day, of its demands, of its noise. Each exhale is an invitation to sink a little deeper into this present moment, into the stillness that is always waiting for you beneath the surface of the mind. Consider the last time a friend or a loved one came to you with a problem, a tangled situation, a moment of confusion or pain. And as they spoke, did you not feel a sense of clarity rising within you? The fog of their worry became a clear and simple landscape to your eyes. The words you needed came to you effortlessly, filled with compassion, with perspective, with a gentle and undeniable truth. You could see the next step for them, the small, kind action they could take. You could hold their struggle with a spacious and loving heart, offering a perspective that felt like a warm light in a dark room. This wisdom flows from you like a natural spring, clean and cool and refreshing. It asks for no effort. It simply appears, a gift you offer freely from a place of deep knowing. And now, gently, consider your own inner world. Think of a challenge you may be facing, a question that lingers in the quiet moments of your own life. Notice the shift. Where there was clarity for another, perhaps there is a gentle mist for yourself. Where there was a clear voice of guidance, perhaps there is a quiet hush. The map you could so easily draw for your friend seems to be written in an unfamiliar language when you look at it for yourself. The path forward, which seemed so obvious for them, feels obscured, as if a soft and swirling fog has settled in your own harbor. This is the heart of the paradox we are here to explore tonight. The open door of wisdom you hold for others, and the one that feels quietly closed to yourself. It is so important, right here at the beginning of our journey, to understand that this is not a failure. It is not a flaw or a weakness. It is, in fact, a profoundly human experience, a testament to the intricate and protective ways our minds and hearts are designed. Think of it like being a masterful architect, renowned for designing the most beautiful, functional, and peaceful homes for everyone else. You can see precisely where the light should fall in their living room, how the garden should wrap around their kitchen, where they should place a comfortable chair for reading. You understand the flow, the structure, the foundation. Yet, when you come home to your own house, you might find it filled with unopened boxes with plans you have yet to draw for yourself, with a kind of gentle, unaddressed clutter. This does not make you a bad architect. It simply means that you have been focusing your incredible energy outward, and perhaps for very good reason. There is a safety in looking outward, a comfort in tending to the gardens of others. Tonight, we are simply turning our gaze with infinite kindness toward our own front door. We are not here to judge the unopened boxes or the untended plans. We are just here to sit on the porch for a while, to feel the evening air, and to become acquainted with the unique and special feeling of our own home. This entire journey is an act of profound self-compassion. It is the beginning of a transformation that happens not through force, but through gentle acceptance. The disconnect you feel is not a chasm to be leaped over, but a quiet river valley that we can learn to appreciate for its beauty. The wisdom you possess is not diminished by the fact that you find it hard to apply to yourself. It is simply waiting for a different kind of invitation, an invitation born of rest, of quiet, of a deep and unconditional permission to be exactly as you are. So as you settle deeper now, let go of any need to figure yourself out. Release the pressure to have all the answers for your own life. Your only task in this moment is to breathe, to feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, to notice the quiet darkness behind your closed eyelids. This is the starting point. This is the open door. Not a door to a place of answers, but a door to a place of peace. A place where both the wise guide and the lost traveler within you can sit down together, side by side, and simply be at rest. You are the one who knows the way for others, and you are the one who feels lost. You are both. And both are welcome here, in this peaceful sanctuary you are creating, just by listening, just by breathing, just by allowing yourself to be still. The journey into this landscape is the beginning of a quiet homecoming. And it starts now, with your very next breath. Let your awareness drift to that feeling of clarity, the quiet miracle that happens when someone you care for is lost in a storm. Their story might be filled with turbulent emotions, with crashing waves of doubt and winds of confusion. But as you listen, something remarkable occurs within you. The chaos of their experience does not overwhelm you. Instead, a profound stillness takes hold. It is as if you are standing on solid ground, watching their ship being tossed on a distant sea, and from your vantage point, you can see everything they cannot. You see the hidden rocks of misunderstanding. You see the treacherous currents of fear, and most importantly, you see the clear, safe channel that leads back to the calm waters of the harbor. This seeing is not an intellectual exercise. It is a deep, intuitive knowing that rises up, calm and certain. The words you offer are not just words. They are a beam of light cutting through their personal fog, illuminating the one or two simple steps that will bring them back to safety. Consider the source of this incredible gift. It is as if, in these moments, you become a lighthouse keeper. You inhabit a tall, steady tower built of ancient stone on a solid promontory of rock. Your foundation is unshakable, even as the seas around you rage. From the very top of your tower, a powerful, unwavering light revolves, sweeping across the dark and churning water. This light is your wisdom, your perspective, your compassion. It is pure, focused, and its only purpose is to guide, to warn, and to illuminate the way home for others. You tend to this light with great care. You polish the lens. You ensure the lamp is fueled. Its beam is your gift to the world, a steady presence in the darkness that sailors and travelers learn to trust implicitly. They look for your light on the horizon and know they are not alone. They navigate by its reliable rhythm. Now, think about the lighthouse keeper's own experience. The keeper lives inside the tower. While the storm howls outside and waves crash against the rock, their own feet are planted firmly on cool, solid stone. They are not out on the waves. They are sheltered from the wind and the spray. Their world, at the base of the great light, is quiet, still, and dark. The light they operate shines outward, always outward. It illuminates the vast expanse of the sea for others, but it doesn't shine down into the keeper's own living quarters. The keeper knows the light is there, feels its rhythmic pulse through the very structure of the tower, and understands its immense power. But their own immediate surroundings remain in a gentle, familiar shadow. This is not a failing of the lighthouse. It is its very design. Its purpose is to cast its beam far and wide, to serve those who are navigating the treacherous waters outside. And so it is with this part of you. Your wisdom is a powerful beam designed to shine outward, to bring clarity and safety to the lives of those you love. There is an immense strength and a profound beauty in this. It is a sacred trust. Let's take a moment to feel the steady presence of this lighthouse within your own body. As you lie here, breathing gently, bring your awareness to the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Feel your heels, your legs, your hips, your back, your shoulders, your head. Imagine these points are the broad, solid foundation of your lighthouse, connected directly to the bedrock of the earth. Feel the unshakable support beneath you. Nothing can move you. You are anchored, steady, and secure. Allow this feeling of solid, grounded strength to travel up into your legs, a quiet energy of stability, of deep-rooted presence. Let it rise into your torso, your spine becoming the tall, central column of the tower. Feel a sense of length and integrity in your back, a quiet dignity. There is no need to hold tension here. It is a strength that is relaxed, confident, and enduring, like stone that has stood for 1,000 years against the sea. Your entire body is this tower of quiet strength, a place of refuge and stability in the world. Now, bring your awareness to your chest and your heart center. This is the lantern room, the very top of the tower where the great light lives. Feel a gentle warmth beginning to gather in this space. This is the warmth of your compassion, the fuel for your wisdom. As you breathe in, feel this warmth growing brighter. And as you breathe out, imagine you are not just breathing out air, but you are sending a gentle, golden light outward from your chest. It streams out from you, not with force, but with a quiet, confident grace. This light of yours travels out into the room, out into the world. It is the light of your clear seeing, your deep empathy, your unwavering support for others. Feel how natural this is, how effortless, to shine your light outward. Notice that as this light shines out, it does not turn back to shine on you. Its nature is to radiate away from its source, to journey into the darkness and provide illumination far away. Your body, the tower, remains in a comfortable, peaceful stillness. You are the source of the light, the steady keeper of the flame. And for now, simply rest in that knowing. Rest in the feeling of your own immense strength, your solid foundation, your capacity to be a beacon for others. There's no need to judge the shadows within the tower. They are a natural part of its design. For tonight, we are simply honoring the magnificent, powerful, and life-saving light that you so generously shine out into the world. Rest now, you faithful keeper. Be still within your tower and feel the deep peace of your own steady ground. Now, let us turn our gaze with that same gentle curiosity from the vast, illuminated ocean to the quiet harbor within. The powerful beam of your lighthouse continues its steady, rhythmic sweep across the distant waves, a testament to your clarity and strength. But here, inside the breakwater of your own being, the atmosphere is different. It is not a stormy sea. It is not a place of danger or chaos. Instead, a soft and quiet mist has gathered over the waters. It blankets everything in a gentle, diffuse light, muffling sound, and blurring the edges of the world. Your own ship, your personal vessel, is anchored here in this harbor. And from its deck, you cannot see the horizon. You cannot make out the distant landmarks. The clear path that was so obvious for others is here obscured by this thick, swirling, yet strangely peaceful fog. This internal mist is the heart of the paradox. While you can navigate the storms of a friend with the precision of a master mariner, your own navigation feels uncertain. The question of which way to turn, which anchor to raise, which sail to set, is met with a quiet, "I don't know." The compass in your hand seems to spin gently, unwilling to settle on a true north. And the confident voice of the captain that spoke so clearly for others becomes a soft whisper here, easily lost in the stillness of the fog. It's crucial to feel the quality of this inner mist. It is not a frightening, malevolent fog. It is not the kind that chills you to the bone. Rather, it is soft, thick, and almost protective. Like a blanket of low-lying cloud, it insulates you. It quiets the world. It creates a small, intimate space around you, where the only things that feel real are the deck beneath your feet and the gentle lapping of water against the hull. This feeling of being adrift in your own harbor is a profoundly common human experience. To see it, to name it, and to acknowledge it without judgment is the first and most important step toward self-compassion. For so long, you may have judged this mist as a failure of vision. You may have felt frustrated by it, trying to blow it away with the force of your will, straining your eyes to see through it. You may have compared your own foggy harbor to the clear seas you chart for others and found yourself lacking. But tonight, we will do none of those things. Tonight, we will simply be with the mist. We will learn its nature, feel its texture, and perhaps even come to understand its purpose. Let us begin a gentle breathing meditation, one designed not to banish the fog, but to become acquainted with it. As you lie here, comfortable and still, bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the cool air as it enters your nostrils and the warm air as it leaves. Each breath is an anchor to this present moment, a steady rhythm in the quiet of the mist. Now, with your next inhalation, imagine that you are breathing the soft gray air of the mist directly into your body. Breathe it in, not as something to be feared, but as a soothing, cooling vapor. Imagine it filling your lungs, gentle and light. And as you exhale, don't imagine blowing it away. Imagine that your breath is simply merging with the mist around you, becoming one with it. Breathing in the quiet, soft fog, and breathing out, becoming part of the quiet, soft fog. There is no struggle here, no resistance. You are simply allowing yourself to be present within this internal atmosphere. As you continue to breathe in this way, Let the mist fill your awareness. Imagine it swirling gently around your thoughts. It softens their hard edges. It quiets their loud voices. The thought of, "I should know what to do," arises, and the mist wraps around it like cotton wool until its urgency fades. A feeling of frustration appears, and the mist cools it, dampens its fire, until it becomes just a quiet warmth. The mist does not deny your thoughts or feelings, but it holds them in a gentle, spacious suspension. It creates distance. It creates peace. It asks nothing of you, and it demands no answers. Now, let us consider the protective quality of this mist. Why is it here? Perhaps this fog rolls in when you are tired, when you have spent all your bright, clear light on others. Maybe this mist is what is left for you. It is a sign, not of weakness, but of rest. It is your inner landscape telling you that the time for clear seeing and navigating is over for now. The time has come to simply be still, to be quiet, and to be held. The fog prevents you from setting sail. It forces you to stay in the safety of the harbor. It gently insists that you drop anchor and wait. It is a form of enforced stillness, a grace that descends when you are unable to grant it to yourself. It is a quiet intervention from a deeper, wiser part of you that knows when you have given enough. It can also be a shield. When the world outside is too harsh, too bright, too demanding, this inner mist creates a buffer zone. It dims the glare. It softens the sharp sounds. It gives your nervous system a much-needed respite from the constant stimulation of life. In this soft, blurry world, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to be sharp and quick and clear. You are allowed to be slow. You are allowed to be uncertain. You are allowed to simply be. Continue to breathe with this mist, breathing into its soft, protective embrace, breathing out and letting yourself dissolve into its peaceful obscurity. Feel any tension in your jaw, your shoulders, or your belly begin to soften as you give yourself permission to rest in this uncertainty. There is no map to follow right now. There is no destination to reach. The only journey is deeper into stillness, deeper into the quiet comfort of your own gentle, mysterious, and profoundly wise inner fog. Let it hold you, let it quiet you, and let it be a friend to you tonight. Let us gently explore one of the deepest reasons for this pattern, for this powerful outward-facing light and the quiet inward-facing mist. It is rooted in a profound and intelligent instinct for safety. Looking outward, focusing on the lives and challenges of others, is a form of self-preservation. It keeps your own heart at a safe, analytical distance from the sharp edges of your own vulnerability. When your attention is fully engaged in charting a course for another person's ship, you don't have time to notice how close your own ship is to the rocks. When you are focused on mending their sails, you can forget the tears in your own. This is not an act of cowardice or avoidance. It is a brilliant, unconscious strategy for managing overwhelm, for titrating your own experience of life so that it doesn't become too much to bear. Think of an astronomer. She spends her nights in a quiet, dark observatory, her eye pressed to the lens of a massive telescope. Her entire being is focused on a galaxy millions of light years away. She studies the birth of distant stars, the slow, graceful dance of spiral arms, the mysterious pull of dark matter. She is filled with a sense of wonder, of awe, of intellectual clarity. She can map the celestial movements with breathtaking precision. She understands the physics of a supernova, the life cycle of a red giant. There is immense beauty and profound knowledge in this act of observing things from afar. And there is also an inherent safety in it. The vast, cold vacuum of space separates her from the cataclysmic events she is witnessing. She is the observer, not the participant. She is safe in her quiet dome on Earth, while entire worlds are being born and dying in the eyepiece of her telescope. This is so often what you are doing. You are the astronomer of human hearts. When a friend comes to you, they bring their own swirling galaxy of emotions, their own collapsing stars of crisis. You are able to look at their situation through the powerful lens of your wisdom. You see the patterns. You understand the gravitational forces of their past experiences. You can predict the trajectory of their current choices. And because you are observing it from a loving, compassionate distance, you are safe. Their chaos does not become your chaos. Their fear does not become your fear. You can hold it all with a steady hand and a clear eye, offering insights that are pure and untangled from your own personal story. It is a beautiful, generous, and incredibly helpful way to be in the world. But it is also a way of keeping your own inner universe at a safe distance. It is easier to study the storms on Jupiter than it is to sit with the storm brewing in your own heart. It feels safer to map the craters on a distant moon than to trace the old scars within your own soul. This protective instinct is something to be honored, not condemned. For many of us, it was learned very early in life. Perhaps you grew up in an environment where it was not safe to have your own needs, where your own feelings were too much for the people around you. So, you became the expert on everyone else's feelings. You learned to read the emotional weather in the room, to anticipate the needs of others, to become the calm center in a turbulent household. Your survival depended on looking outward. Your safety was secured by becoming the helper, the advisor, the steady one. It was a role you learned to play so well that it became a part of who you are, and it served you. It protected a tender, vulnerable part of you from harm. To this day, that instinct remains. The moment your own vulnerability feels too intense, too overwhelming, your attention reflexively shifts outward. Someone else's problem becomes a welcome refuge, a safe harbor where you can deploy your skills and feel capable and strong, while your own tender feelings are kept tucked away, waiting for a time when it feels truly safe to bring them into the light. Tonight, as you rest here in the darkness, let us offer a quiet meditation of release, a release of any guilt or judgment you might hold around this protective pattern. Find a place in your body where you might be holding this feeling of self-criticism. Perhaps it's a tightness in your stomach, a clenching in your jaw, or a weight on your chest. Just notice it without needing to change it. And now, bring to mind the image of a younger version of yourself. See the child who first learned that it was safer to focus on others than to focus on their own inner world. See their innocence, their intelligence, their profound need to feel safe and loved. This pattern was not born from a flaw. It was born from that child's brilliant and creative attempt to protect their own heart. It was an act of profound self-preservation. And as you hold this image of your younger self, with kindness, with tenderness, take a slow, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, silently offer these words to that part of you. Thank you. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for keeping me safe. The strategy you created was brilliant. It worked, and I am so grateful. Feel a wave of warmth and gratitude washing over that part of your body where you hold the tension. Let the judgment dissolve in the face of this deep appreciation. You are not broken. You are a survivor. You are a master strategist of the heart who learned long ago how to navigate a difficult world by becoming a beacon for others. Tonight, we honor that strategy. We bow to its intelligence, and we gently, lovingly create a space where, perhaps for the first time, it feels safe enough to begin, ever so slowly, to turn the telescope around and gaze with that same sense of wonder and that same gentle distance at the breathtaking universe that exists within you. There is no rush. The safety you created for yourself is still there. But tonight, the door is open for a new kind of seeing. A seeing born not of fear, but of a quiet, compassionate curiosity. Let us go a little deeper now, into the very texture of this outward-facing wisdom. We have seen how it acts as a form of safety, a way of observing the world from a protected distance. But there is another layer to it. Over time, the act of giving excellent advice, of being the one who knows, can slowly transform. What begins as a genuine tool for helping others can subtly become a form of emotional armor. It becomes a shield you wear, a role you inhabit that keeps your own tender, uncertain heart hidden not just from others, but sometimes even from yourself. Think of how it feels in those moments. When someone brings you their confusion, and you are able to meet it with clarity, a subtle shift happens in the dynamic. You become the capable one, the strong one, the one who has it all figured out. There is a quiet comfort in this role. It feels solid, dependable, and real. It is a position of strength. In that moment, you are not the one who is struggling. You are the one who is helping the struggler. You are not the one who is lost. You are the one holding the map. This role is like wearing a suit of finely crafted, gleaming armor. When you put it on, you feel protected. You stand a little taller. Your voice is a little steadier. The armor is beautiful. It is polished with every piece of successful advice you give, with every grateful thank you, with every person you guide back to a safer shore. People come to recognize and admire this armor. They rely on it. Ask her, they say. She always knows what to do. And this recognition reinforces the need to keep the armor on. But all armor, no matter how beautiful or effective, serves one primary purpose: to protect what is soft and vulnerable underneath. And the cost of wearing it is that it separates you from the world. It is heavy. It can be rigid. And it prevents you from being truly touched. While you are wearing the armor of the one who knows, it is very difficult to say, "I am also scared." It is nearly impossible to admit, "I am also confused," or "I am also in pain." The armor of knowing creates a division. It places you on one side, the side of strength and clarity, and everyone else on the side of need. But your own needs, your own vulnerabilities, where do they go? They remain hidden beneath the polished steel plates of your competence. This is the subtle transformation of wisdom from a tool into a shield. A tool is something you pick up when you need it and set down when you are done. A shield is something you must hold up constantly, anticipating a blow. The wisdom is still pure. The advice is still excellent, but its function has quietly changed. It is no longer just about illuminating the path for another. It is also about defending the walls of your own inner castle, a castle where a much more tender, uncertain part of you resides. Over time, you can become so identified with the armor that you forget it is even there. It becomes a second skin. The role of the wise advisor becomes your primary identity, and the soft, vulnerable self beneath it becomes a stranger, a distant echo you rarely hear from. And you wonder why you feel so lonely, even when surrounded by people who admire and depend on you. It is the loneliness of the shielded heart, the isolation of the perpetually strong one who can never afford to lay their armor down and show their own wounds. Let us bring this awareness into the body now. Armor is not just a metaphor. It is a physical reality. We wear our emotional armor in our muscles, in our posture, and in our breath. As you lie here, bring your attention to your physical form. Let's gently scan the body for any places that feel like they are wearing armor. Begin with your shoulders. Notice if they are drawn up towards your ears, braced as if expecting a weight to be placed upon them. This is the posture of responsibility, the unconscious habit of carrying the world, or at least the worlds of others, on your shoulders. If you find tension there, do not try to force it to release. Simply notice it. Acknowledge it. Silently say to your shoulders, "I see you. I see how hard you've been working to be strong." And then, on your next exhale, just imagine those shoulders softening, melting, letting go of just 1% of their tension. Just a little, a quiet invitation to let the armor grow a little lighter. Now, bring your awareness to your chest and your ribcage. This is where we armor our heart. Notice if this area feels tight, constricted, or held. Perhaps your breathing is a little shallow, staying high up in the chest, as if a deeper breath might be too vulnerable, might crack the breastplate you have so carefully constructed. The armor here is designed to protect you from hurt, from heartbreak, from being overwhelmed by feeling. Take a slow, gentle breath and imagine it traveling past your throat, down into the very center of your chest. Imagine your breath as a warm, healing oil, seeping into the tight muscles around your heart. And as you exhale, feel a gentle, subtle expansion. A tiny bit more space. You're not trying to shatter the armor. You're simply breathing softness into its joints. You are reminding it that it is safe to be a little more flexible, a little more yielding. Finally, bring your awareness to your jaw and your belly. We often clench our jaw in determination, in holding back words that feel too vulnerable to speak. We often tighten our belly to brace for impact, to control the messy, unpredictable world of our gut feelings. Let your attention rest in these places. Notice the subtle, chronic tension that might be living there. This is the armor of control, the need to have it all figured out, to be unshakable. As you breathe, invite a little softness here as well. Let your jaw go slack. Let your tongue rest gently in the bottom of your mouth. Allow your belly to be soft, to rise and fall naturally with your breath. Give it permission to be vulnerable, to be receptive. Each soft breath is a quiet act of rebellion against the tyranny of the armor. Each exhale is a declaration that you are more than your strength. You are more than your wisdom. You are more than the advice you give. Beneath the armor, there is a living, breathing, feeling being. And tonight, we are simply creating a space for that being to breathe a little more freely. The armor has served you well. But now, in the safety of this deep rest, you can begin to loosen its straps, just for a little while. Now that we have acknowledged the armor, felt its weight, and its protective embrace, let us turn, with the utmost tenderness, to the landscape it has been guarding. Beneath the polished steel of competence behind the shield of knowing, lies a private and sacred space, the untended garden of your own needs, your own fears, and your own quiet sorrows. This is the inner world that the armor was created to protect. It is a place of profound vulnerability, and for that very reason, a place of immense beauty and potential for life. Imagine a master gardener, a woman renowned throughout the land for her breathtaking skill. People travel from all the surrounding villages to see the gardens she designs and cultivates for others. For the wealthy merchant, she creates a landscape of perfect order and symmetry, with sculpted hedges and intricate patterns of colorful flowers, a testament to discipline and beauty. For the young family, she plants a garden of joyful chaos, with sturdy trees for climbing, soft grass for playing, and hidden nooks for secret forts. For the town square, she designs a public park filled with resilient, year-round blossoms and shady benches, a place of peace and community for all. Her hands understand the soil. She knows which seeds need the dark, cold earth of winter to germinate, and which need the first warmth of spring. She knows how to prune a rose bush to encourage the most glorious blooms. Her wisdom is practical, deep, and intuitive. She is a source of life and beauty for her entire community, and her work brings joy and solace to everyone it touches. And yet, if you were to walk down the lane to her own small, humble cottage and peek over the simple wooden gate behind it, you would see a very different kind of garden. Here, in her own small plot of land, things are not so perfectly arranged. Wildflowers grow in tangled profusion amongst the vegetables. Weeds with tenacious roots push their way up between the paving stones. The climbing roses have not been pruned, and they reach in a wild, thorny embrace over the crumbling stone wall. It is not a dead garden, not at all. There is life, here, an abundance of it. But it is untended life. It is wild, chaotic, and left to its own devices. This is not because the gardener is a hypocrite or a failure. It is because she has spent all of her energy, all of her skill, all of her daylight hours, tending to the gardens of others. When she finally comes home at dusk, her hands aching and her back tired, she has nothing left for her own small plot. She is too weary to pull the weeds, too spent to prune the roses. And so, her own garden grows wild, a beautiful and poignant testament to her generosity and her exhaustion. This is the inner landscape that your armor protects. It is your own untended garden. It is the place where your own needs for rest, for play, for comfort have been left to grow wild, often choked out by the more demanding weeds of duty and responsibility. It is where the seeds of your own dreams may lie dormant in the soil, waiting for the skilled touch of their own master gardener. It is where the tender shoots of your own sorrow or fear push up, unacknowledged and untended. For so long, you may have been ashamed of this garden. You may have kept the gate firmly locked, terrified that if anyone saw the weeds and the chaos, they would realize you are not the master gardener you appear to be. You may have judged its wildness as a personal failing, a sign that you are not as put together as you seem. But tonight, we will approach this garden with a new perspective. We will see its wildness not as a sign of failure, but as a sign of a life lived in generous service to others. We see it as a place of immense potential, a rich soil that is simply waiting for a gentle and loving hand. So, in your imagination, let us walk together down that quiet lane to the back of your cottage. The air is soft, the light is fading. We arrive at the simple wooden gate that leads into your own private garden. There is no need to go inside tonight. There is no pressure to start pulling weeds or pruning branches. That is work for another day. For tonight, our only task is to simply stand here, by the gate, and look upon this garden with eyes of pure, unconditional compassion. Lean against the weathered wood of the gate. Feel its solidness beneath your hands. And just look. See the vibrant, resilient wildflowers, your untended joys. See the tough, stubborn weeds, your persistent worries or fears. See the rich, dark soil, your deep, untapped potential. See it all, not with the critical eye of a judge, but with the gentle, loving gaze of a friend. This garden is a part of you. Its wildness is a part of your story. Its neglect is a direct result of your generosity, and it is beautiful in its own untamed way. As you stand here, let a feeling of kindness for this garden and for yourself begin to blossom in your heart. Let go of the shame. Let go of the guilt. This garden is not a problem to be solved. It is a sacred space waiting for your return. And the first step of that return is not to work, but to witness. To simply be present with what is, without any demand that it be different. So we just stand here at the gate, breathing. Breathing in the scent of the damp earth and the wild roses. Breathing out any judgment. Breathing in a quiet acceptance. Breathing out the need to fix anything. For tonight, it is enough to just be here, to acknowledge the existence of this precious, wild, and wholly personal part of your inner world. You are the master gardener, and you are also the untended garden. Holding both of these truths with compassion is where the real healing begins. Now, as we stand here at the gate of this quiet, wild garden, let's try a small experiment. It is an act of gentle listening, a way to begin bridging the distance between the wise counselor and the inner self. Your mind is a repository of extraordinary wisdom. You have a library of compassionate, clear, and truly helpful advice that you have offered to others over the years. We are going to borrow one of those books from the shelf tonight and read a passage from it to ourselves. Let your mind drift back, gently, over the past few weeks or months. Recall a time when someone you care about, a friend, a family member, a colleague, came to you for guidance. Remember the conversation. Remember the essence of their struggle. Perhaps they were feeling overwhelmed at work, caught in a cycle of burnout. Maybe they were struggling with a difficult decision in a relationship, feeling torn and confused. Or perhaps they were simply being too hard on themselves, caught in a spiral of self-criticism over a perceived mistake. Choose one specific memory. Let the details become clear in your mind's eye. See their face, hear the tone of their voice, feel the deep empathy that rose in your heart as you listened to them. And now, remember the core of the advice you gave them. You don't need to recall the exact words, but capture the spirit of your counsel. Was it something like, "It's okay to rest. You've been pushing yourself too hard. Your body and mind need time to recover. You are not a machine?" Or perhaps it was, "This decision doesn't have to be made today. Give yourself the gift of time. Be gentle with your uncertainty. The right answer will become clear when things settle." Or maybe it was a simple, profound message of self-compassion. You are being so incredibly hard on yourself. If you heard a friend speaking to themselves the way you are, you would be horrified. You deserve the same kindness you so freely give to others. Take a moment to truly connect with the wisdom you offered. Feel its truth, its clarity, its deep and resonant kindness. It came from you. That clear, compassionate voice is yours. It is a genuine and authentic part of who you are. Now, here is the turning point of our reflection. I want you to imagine that this very same advice is being spoken back to you. It is for you now. Imagine your own voice, the exact tone you used with your friend. That warm, steady, and infinitely patient tone, speaking these words directly to the part of you that is tired or uncertain or self-critical. Let us use the example of rest. Imagine your own wise voice whispering into your own ear right now as you lie here. My dear friend, it says, it is okay to rest. You have been pushing yourself so hard. Look at all you carry, all you do for everyone. It's truly amazing. But now, it is time to recover. Your body and your mind are asking for stillness, and you deserve to listen. You are not a machine. You are a precious living being who needs and deserves profound, unapologetic rest. Let those words wash over you. Don't analyze them. Don't argue with them. Just let them land. Feel them as a vibration, a sound wave of pure compassion directed at you. What happens inside you when you hear this? Observe your inner reaction with a gentle, non-judgmental curiosity. For many of us, the first thing that arises is resistance. A voice inside immediately jumps in with a rebuttal. But I can't rest, it says. I have too much to do. If I stop, everything will fall apart. Resting is lazy. It's a luxury I can't afford. This voice is the voice of your conditioning, the voice of your responsibilities, perhaps the voice of an old fear. It is the gatekeeper, the part of the armor that is designed to keep you moving, to keep you safe through action and productivity. Do not fight this voice. Simply notice it. Ah, you can say to it, there you are. I see you. I hear your concerns. Thank you for trying to protect me. By acknowledging the resistance without arguing with it, you soften its power. And then, gently, turn your attention back to the wise voice. Let it speak again, patiently, kindly. I hear those worries. They are valid. And still, the need for rest remains. Just for tonight. Just for this 1 hour. Let the to-do list go. It will be there tomorrow. Tonight, your only job is to be still, to receive, to allow yourself to be held. See if you can let these words in, just a little. Let them bypass the resistant mind and speak directly to your tired body. Does your body sigh in agreement? Do your muscles soften just a little at the invitation? Sometimes, the body understands a truth that the mind is not yet ready to accept. Perhaps beneath the resistance, a different feeling begins to dawn. A quiet sense of recognition, a deep soul-level resonance with the truth of the words. It might feel like a gentle internal nod, a feeling of, yes, that is true, I am so tired. It might feel like a wave of sadness, a grief for all the times you haven't allowed yourself this simple kindness. Or it might be a feeling of profound relief, like a heavy bag being set down on the ground after a long journey. Whatever your reaction is, resistance, recognition, sadness, relief, or something else entirely, it is perfect. It is your truth in this moment. The goal of this exercise is not to force yourself to follow the advice. The goal is simply to practice hearing it, to create a new neural pathway in your brain, a pathway where the circuit of wisdom doesn't just flow outward, but is also allowed to loop back inward. You are learning to become your own beloved friend. You are practicing turning that powerful lighthouse beam just for a moment away from the distant sea and allowing it to illuminate your own quiet shoreline. The light is the same. The wisdom is the same. The only thing that is changing is the direction of its gaze. And in that simple, profound shift, a quiet revolution can begin. Rest in that possibility now. The possibility that the wisest, kindest voice you know is your own. As the echo of your own wise voice lingers in the quiet space of your mind, let us deepen this inner meeting. We are moving now from hearing the voice to visualizing the speaker, creating a bridge not just in thought, but in feeling and form. This is where the true transformation can begin to take root, in the sacred space where the two distinct parts of yourself are invited to finally meet. As you rest here, held by the stillness of the night, allow a visualization to gently form in your awareness. There is no need to force it. Let it arise as if from a dream. Imagine a quiet, peaceful room. It could be a warm library filled with books, a serene meditation space with soft cushions, or a simple, rustic cabin with a gentle fire crackling in the hearth. This is your inner sanctuary, a place of absolute safety and peace. In this space, I want you to imagine two versions of yourself. First, visualize the counselor self. This is the part of you that we have been exploring. The lighthouse keeper, the master gardener, the wise astronomer. See this self clearly. What do they look like? Perhaps they are sitting in a comfortable armchair, a posture of relaxed authority and deep calm. Their eyes are clear and filled with a profound, non-judgmental compassion. There is a quiet strength in their presence, an aura of stillness that instantly puts others at ease. This is the part of you that listens without interrupting, that knows just the right question to ask, that can hold the pain of others without flinching or trying to fix it prematurely. They are grounded, patient, and deeply rooted in their own wisdom. Take a moment to really feel the presence of this counselor self. Feel its steadiness, its warmth, its infinite capacity for loving kindness. This is you. This profound wisdom lives within you. Now, on the other side of the room, I want you to gently visualize the seeker self. This is the other part of you we have come to know. The ship in the misty harbor, the keeper of the untended garden, the vulnerable heart protected by the armor. See this self with the same clarity and compassion. Perhaps they are curled up on a soft rug near the fire, or sitting on a cushion with their shoulders slightly hunched. They might look tired, their eyes holding a gentle confusion or a quiet sadness. This seeker self is the keeper of your vulnerability, your uncertainty, your unmet needs, and your weariness. This is the part of you that feels the weight of the world, that worries about the future, that feels the sting of self-criticism. This is the part that has been living in the shadows of the lighthouse, hidden away behind the locked gate of the garden. See this seeker self, not as weak or broken, but as exquisitely tender and sensitive. This self holds your capacity for deep feeling, your connection to what is most fragile and human within you. It is precious. Honor its presence in the room. This is also you. This profound sensitivity lives within you. For so long, these two selves have lived separate lives. The counselor has been eternally facing outward, its gaze fixed on the needs of the world. The seeker has been curled inward, hidden and often ignored. They have been in the same house, but they have never truly been in the same room, at the same time, looking at each other. Tonight, that changes. The great transformation begins with a simple, quiet turn of the head. In your visualization, imagine the counselor self slowly, gently, turning its gaze away from the window that looks out onto the world. Imagine it turning its attention inward, across the quiet space of the room, to look directly at the seeker self. And now, notice the quality of that gaze. This is the most important moment. The counselor does not look at the seeker with judgment, or with frustration, or with a desire to fix it. No. The counselor looks upon the seeker with the exact same profound compassion, the same deep empathy, the same unconditional acceptance that it offers to every other person who comes seeking its wisdom. The counselor's eyes are filled with a loving recognition. There is a softness in its expression, a silent communication that says, "Ah, there you are. I see you. I've been so busy looking out there, I haven't taken the time to truly see you here. I am so sorry. I am here now." Feel the power of that gaze. It is a healing balm. For the first time, the vulnerable part of you is being seen by the wise part of you, not as a problem to be solved, but as a beloved to be cherished. The internal critic is silent. The internal fixer is still. There is only seeing, only acceptance. Now, let the scene unfold naturally. Let the counselor self slowly rise from its chair and walk across the room. Each step is deliberate, gentle, and without hurry. It approaches the seeker self, who might be hesitant or shy, unaccustomed to this direct, loving attention. The counselor kneels down, so that they are at the same eye level. And then it extends a hand, not to pull the seeker up, not to change it, but simply as an offering, an invitation, a bridge. In your mind's eye, see this hand being offered, and imagine the seeker self, perhaps after a moment's hesitation, reaching out its own hand to meet it. Feel the imagined sensation of skin touching skin, the warmth, the connection, the two halves of you, the wise and the vulnerable, the strong and the tender, finally making contact. This is the moment of integration, the bridging of the internal gap. There is no need for words. The entire story is told in this simple, silent gesture of connection. A quiet peace begins to fill the room, a sense of wholeness, of homecoming. Breathe into this image. Breathe into this feeling of inner union. You are both the one who offers the hand and the one who receives it. You are the source of the compassion, and you are the recipient of it. Rest in this profound, healing embrace. This is the beginning of learning to be your own sanctuary. As these two selves sit together now, hand in hand, in the quiet sanctuary of your inner world, let us zoom out and contemplate the space that once separated them. This is the space between knowing what to do and actually doing it. This is the gap between the brilliant advice you give and the life you are living. For so long, you may have seen this gap as a personal failure, a frustrating canyon of hypocrisy you couldn't cross. But tonight, let us reimagine this space entirely. Let us see it not as a canyon, but as a river. A wide, slow-moving, and powerful river that flows through every single human life. No one is exempt. The wisest sage, the most disciplined athlete, the most insightful therapist. Everyone has this river flowing through the landscape of their heart. It is the river of our shared humanity. On one bank of the river stands knowing. This bank is solid, clear, and well lit. Here, the maps are drawn. The paths are obvious. This is the land of clarity, of insight, of shoulds and oughts. It is the place where you know, with absolute certainty, that you need more rest, that you should eat better, that you must set that boundary, that you ought to be kinder to yourself. The wisdom on this bank is pristine and perfect. It is the home of your counselor self, who can see the entire landscape with a bird's eye view. On the other bank of the river lies doing, or perhaps more accurately, being. This bank is where life is actually lived. It is messy, textured, and unpredictable. It is the land of tired bodies, of old habits, of emotional currents, and of the demands of the day. It is where you actually try to get to bed earlier, where you reach for food not out of hunger, but for comfort, where you find the words to set a boundary catching in your throat. It is the home of your seeker self, who is navigating the terrain on the ground, one step at a time. Time, two lives. And between them flows the river. The river is made of many things. It is made of time. It is made of fear. It is made of exhaustion. It is made of biochemistry and the deep grooves of neural pathways carved out over a lifetime. It is made of subconscious beliefs and unhealed wounds. The river is not a sign of your failure. The river is simply what is. It is the space required for transformation to occur. You cannot simply leap across it through sheer force of will. To try and do so is to exhaust yourself, to fail, and then to stand on the bank of knowing, berating yourself for not being able to fly. The real transformation, the real journey of self-compassion, is not about forcing a crossing. It is about changing your relationship with the river itself. It is about understanding that this river is not your enemy. It is a sacred, living part of your inner geography. And tonight, we will learn to rest peacefully on its bank. Imagine yourself, both your counselor and seeker selves now united, walking hand in hand down to the edge of this vast, slow-moving river. The sun is setting, and the water is shimmering with gold and pink light. The air is still. There is no urgency here. There is no ferryman demanding payment. There is no one on the other side shouting for you to hurry up. There is only the gentle, constant sound of the water flowing. You find a smooth, warm patch of grass on the riverbank, under the branches of a wise old willow tree, and you sit down. You sit down together, your two selves as one, and you simply watch the river flow. You are not strategizing how to cross it. You are not building a raft. You are not looking for a bridge in the distance. You are simply resting on the riverbank. This act of resting is, in itself, a profound piece of wisdom. You are finally following the deepest advice of all. Be still. Be patient. Honor the process. You realize that the river is not a barrier. It is the process itself. It is the space where grace and time and readiness must gather before any true and lasting change can happen. Sometimes, readiness is like a slow accumulation of rainwater. It takes many, many gentle showers before the river rises high enough to effortlessly float you to the other side. You cannot command the rain to fall. You can only create the conditions for it to be received. Resting on the riverbank is creating those conditions. Sometimes, grace is like a log that randomly comes floating down the river. If you are anxiously running up and down the bank, consumed with the problem of crossing, you might miss it entirely. But if you are sitting peacefully, watching the water, you will see it when it comes. You will have the calm and the presence of mind to use it as a bridge. Resting on the riverbank is the practice of watchful waiting. As you sit here in your imagination, feel the deep peace of this acceptance. The i.e., river between knowing and doing is not a personal flaw. It is a universal truth. By making peace with it, you are making peace with the very rhythm of human growth. You are letting go of the exhausting struggle, the self-blame, and the relentless pressure to be better, to be different, to be already on the other side. You are allowing yourself to be exactly where you are, on the beautiful, peaceful bank of a sacred river, waiting for the right time, the right conditions, the right inner tide to carry you forward. And as you sit, you notice something magical. The river itself is beautiful. The way the light plays on its surface, the sound it makes as it moves past the reeds, the cool breeze that comes off the water. By ceasing to see it as an obstacle, you are finally able to appreciate its living, breathing beauty. It is the river of your own life, and it is holy, just as it is. So rest now. Rest by the water's edge. Let the gentle flow of the river be a lullaby, a soothing reminder that you are part of a process that is far older, far wiser, and far more patient than your anxious mind. The crossing will happen when it is time. For tonight, it is enough to simply be here, at peace with the flow. As you rest peacefully on the riverbank, a profound realization begins to dawn, carried on the gentle current of the water. You begin to understand that the first and perhaps the most important piece of advice you could ever follow is the call to do nothing at all, to be absolutely still. In a world that constantly demands action, progress, and improvement, the wisest counsel is often the most radical. Stop. Cease all striving. Let go of the oars. Lay down the tools and simply be. This is not an act of resignation or defeat. It is a conscious, deliberate, and deeply intelligent choice. It is the recognition that not all growth happens through effort. In fact, the most profound transformations often occur in the silent, fertile darkness of complete stillness. Imagine a great lake in the deep heart of winter. A thick, solid sheet of ice has formed over its surface. To the casual observer, the lake appears dead, dormant, and inactive. The world on top of the ice is silent and still. The wind sweeps snow across its flat, white expanse. All is frozen. There is no visible movement, no apparent life. It seems like a pause in the story of the year, a time when nothing is happening. But if you could look beneath the ice, into the dark, cold water, you would see that this stillness is a profound illusion. The stillness on the surface is a protective blanket, a sacred shield that allows an incredible, hidden alchemy to take place below. Underneath the ice, life is not dead. It is being preserved. The fish move slowly in the deep, conserving their energy. The seeds of aquatic plants lie dormant in the mud, gathering the potential they will need for the spring explosion of growth. The water itself is stratifying with the coldest layer at the top, allowing the slightly warmer, life-sustaining water to remain liquid below. The entire ecosystem has entered a state of deep, collective rest. It is not a passive waiting. It is an active, essential process of conservation, of preparation, of gathering strength for the immense energetic output that the spring thaw will demand. The stillness is the work. The freezing is the prerequisite for the bloom. Without this period of absolute frozen stillness, the vibrant life of summer would be impossible. Your own stillness, the act of choosing to do nothing, is just like this frozen lake. When you feel overwhelmed, when you are caught in the fog of uncertainty, when the river between knowing and doing seems too wide to cross, your instinct might be to thrash about, to try harder, to force a solution. But the deeper wisdom, the wisdom of the frozen lake, counsels the opposite. It calls you to freeze, to become still, to create a protective surface of inaction over the deep waters of your own being. This stillness is not emptiness. It is a profound act of self-care. It is a way of creating a sanctuary for your own inner ecosystem. Beneath the surface of your stillness, your psyche is doing its own quiet, essential work. It is integrating experiences. It is healing tired neural pathways. It is allowing overwrought emotions to settle like silt at the bottom of the lake. It is gathering the psychic energy you will need for your own eventual spring thaw. So tonight, let us embody this wisdom of the frozen lake. Let this become a deep physical experience. As you lie in your bed, feel the stillness spreading through you. Allow your awareness to sink down beneath the surface of your skin, beneath the busy chatter of your mind, and into the deep, quiet waters of your body. Let your limbs grow heavy, as if they are settling into a long winter's rest. Feel the mattress beneath you as the solid, supportive bed of the lake. It holds you completely. You do not need to hold yourself up. You can let go, surrendering your full weight to its support. Feel the blankets on top of you as that protective layer of ice. They are a shield from the demands of the world. Underneath them, you are safe. You are hidden. You are in a state of sacred preservation. Nothing and no one can reach you here. Now, bring your awareness to your breath. Let it become as slow and as quiet as the metabolism of a sleeping fish in the deep. There is no need for great, deep breaths. Just a slow, gentle, almost imperceptible rise and fall. An effortless rhythm that requires no thought, no work. Your body knows exactly what to do. It is an expert in the art of preservation. Your only task is to get out of its way, to grant it the gift of your absolute stillness. If thoughts arise, as they will, see them as snowflakes drifting down onto the surface of the frozen lake. They are light. They are temporary. They land on the ice and simply become part of the quiet, white landscape. They do not need to disturb the deep waters below. You can observe them from the quiet depths, seeing them for what they are, fleeting patterns of energy, not urgent commands for action. In this state of deep, embodied stillness, you are following the most profound advice you could ever give or receive. You are honoring the natural cycles of life, which demand periods of rest as much as they demand periods of growth. You are trusting in a wisdom that is deeper than your conscious mind. You are allowing the necessary and invisible work of healing and restoration to happen without your interference. This is not laziness. This is not avoidance. This is a sacred and powerful practice. It is the wisdom of winter, sinking deeper now, deeper into the mattress, deeper into the quiet, deeper into the wise, healing stillness of the frozen lake. Let the world above the ice fade away. The only reality is the dark, peaceful, and regenerative water where you are being held, where you are being restored, where you are preparing in your own perfect time for the inevitable return of spring. As you sink deeper into this profound state of stillness, another quiet transformation begins to take place. It is a fundamental shift in your role, a gentle turning of the tables in the economy of your own soul. For tonight, in this sacred time of rest, the primary transformation is in shifting from the role of the giver to the role of the receiver. For so much of your life, perhaps for as long as you can remember, your primary orientation to the world has been one of giving. You give your time, your energy, your attention, your wisdom, your compassion. You are a wellspring, a fountain, a source from which others come to drink. And this is a beautiful, noble, and life-affirming way to be. But any wellspring that gives endlessly without being replenished will eventually run dry. Any fountain that is not connected to a source will one day cease to flow. The act of receiving is the other half of the sacred cycle of life. It is the inhale to the exhale of giving. It is the quiet gathering of rain into the watershed that feeds the spring. For many givers, receiving can feel strangely difficult. It can feel vulnerable, passive, even selfish. You are so accustomed to being the capable one, the one who provides, that to simply be the one who takes in, who accepts, who is nourished, can feel foreign and uncomfortable. The armor of knowing is not designed for receiving. It is designed for deflecting. The posture of the lighthouse keeper is one of scanning the horizon, not one of looking up at the sky to receive the rain. But tonight, that is our only practice. To lay down the role of the giver, to gently unbuckle the armor, and to open ourselves with a soft and willing heart to the simple, profound act of receiving. You do not need to seek out grand things to receive. The universe is offering you an abundance of simple, life-sustaining gifts in this very moment. And your only task is to notice them and allow them in. Let us begin with the most immediate gift, the comfort of your blankets. Bring your awareness to the sensation of the fabric against your skin. Feel its weight, its texture, its warmth. This is not just a blanket. This is an offering of comfort. It is a physical manifestation of security and care. For tonight, receive this comfort fully. Let your body soak it in. Instead of just being under a blanket, imagine you are actively drawing its warmth into your cells, allowing its gentle pressure to soothe your nervous system. Say a silent, internal thank you for this simple gift and feel the sensation of receiving it, of letting it truly land. This is the practice. It is that simple. Now, bring your awareness to the quiet of the room around you. Listen. What do you hear? Perhaps there is the gentle hum of an appliance, the distant sound of traffic, or maybe a deep and profound silence. Whatever the soundscape is, it is a gift of peace. For this moment, no one is asking anything of you. There are no voices demanding your attention, no problems needing your immediate solution. This quiet is an offering of sanctuary. It is a space in which you can simply be. Receive this quiet. Let it enter your ears and fill your entire being. Allow it to wash through the noisy corridors of your mind, calming the echoes of the day. Feel the peace of this sonic emptiness as a form of deep nourishment. You are receiving the gift of non-demand. Let your entire nervous system thank you for it by relaxing just a little bit more. Next, bring your awareness to the support of the bed beneath you. We have felt it as a foundation, but now, let's feel it as a gift. Feel the mattress, the pillow, the entire structure that is holding you up. It is tirelessly, effortlessly bearing your full weight. You do not have to expend a single ounce of energy to keep yourself from falling. You are completely and totally supported. This is a profound gift. Receive this support. Give your body over to it with absolute trust. Let go of the tiny, unconscious muscles that are still trying to hold you in place. Surrender. Allow yourself to be held as a mother holds a sleeping child. There is nothing for you to do but to receive this unconditional physical support. Feel the deep sense of safety that comes from letting go into an embrace that you know will not fail you. This is the feeling of being truly cared for. The most important shift in this practice is in the mind. For this period of rest, you are relieved of your duty as a wisdom generator. You do not need to generate insights for others. More importantly, you do not need to generate them for yourself. You can let go of the project of trying to figure yourself out. You can release the need to find the answer to your life's challenges. The wisdom is not in you right now. It is all around you. It is in the warmth of the blanket, the quiet of the room, the support of the bed. It is in the simple, profound intelligence of your own body as it slows your heart rate and deepens your breath. Your only job is not to create wisdom, but to be open enough to receive it in these simple, elemental forms. To be a receiver is to be empty. It is to become a hollow vessel, a cupped hand waiting for the rain. It requires a profound vulnerability, and it is in this vulnerability, in this state of open, undefended receiving, that the wellspring is replenished. Every ounce of comfort you allow yourself to receive, every moment of peace you let in, every degree of support you surrender to, all of it is refilling the deep reservoirs of your being. You are gathering the resources you will need for the giving that tomorrow will inevitably ask of you. But do not even think of tomorrow. Stay here in the pure, simple, and sacred act of this present moment. Receiving, softening, opening, allowing yourself to be nourished by the profound and gentle kindness of the world around you. You have given so much. Now, it is your turn to simply and gratefully receive. As you continue to rest in this state of quiet receptivity, let your awareness shift once more. Allow it to drift away from the thinking, analyzing, advice-giving mind, that complex and wonderful part of you that has been the focus of so much of our journey tonight. Let your attention now descend, moving down from your head, through your throat, and into the vast, silent, and incredibly intelligent landscape of your body. For a little while, we will cease trying to understand the paradox with our minds, and instead, we will listen to the profound wisdom that is spoken by the body, a wisdom that never struggles with this division. Your body, in its infinite and ancient intelligence, has never been confused about the paradox of knowing and doing. It lives in a state of perfect, seamless integration. It is its own counsel, and it follows that counsel without question or delay. Consider the simple, miraculous act of breathing, which has been your steady companion all this time. Your mind can know 1,000 different breathing techniques. It can read books about the importance of diaphragmatic breathing for the nervous system. It can understand the biochemistry of oxygen exchange in the lungs. But it is your body that breathes. Your body doesn't need to be convinced to do it. It doesn't procrastinate. It doesn't create a gap between knowing it needs oxygen and the act of drawing a breath. The need and the action are one and the same, a perfect, unbroken circuit of wisdom and response. Right now, your body knows it needs to rest, and it is surrendering to it. It knows how to slow your heart rate, how to lower your blood pressure, how to shift your brain waves from the busy beta state to the slower alpha and theta states of deep relaxation and sleep. You are not doing this. Your body is. It is following its own deep, innate counsel. This is the great secret your body has to teach you tonight. The deepest wisdom is not a thought, but a felt sense. It is a biological imperative. Your body is a living library of truths that require no intellectual understanding. It knows how to heal a cut without you needing to supervise the process of cellular regeneration. It knows how to digest food and transform it into the very energy that allows you to think and feel. It knows the precise hormonal cascade required to gently guide you into the restorative architecture of sleep. This intelligence is not loud. It does not speak in words or logical arguments. It speaks in the language of sensation, of heaviness, of warmth, of softening, of letting go. And its counsel is always, always in the direction of balance, of healing, and of wholeness. So, let us simply listen to this quiet, physical wisdom. Let your mind become a student of the body. Bring your awareness to your heart. Feel its steady, rhythmic beat in your chest. A slow, dependable drumbeat in the center of your being. This rhythm is the voice of your body's wisdom. It is saying, I am here. I am steady. I am taking care of you. You can rest now. Each beat is an affirmation of life, a quiet act of self-care that happens over 100,000 times a day without any conscious effort from you. Feel the deep, quiet wisdom in that rhythm. Trust it. Let its steady beat be a lullaby that soothes the anxious, overthinking mind. Let yourself sink into its reliability, its effortless faithfulness. Now, bring your awareness back to your breath, but this time, feel it from the inside. Feel the gentle expansion of your ribcage and belly as you inhale. Feel the soft release and surrender as you exhale. This is your body's counsel on the art of living. To receive fully on the in-breath and to let go completely on the out-breath. It is a perfect, continuous cycle of taking in and releasing, of nourishing and cleansing. Your body doesn't hold on to old, stale air because it's afraid there won't be another breath. It trusts implicitly that the next breath will come. It lives in a state of constant flowing trust. Can you let your mind learn from this? Can you, just for this moment, release the worries you are clinging to on your exhale, trusting that the resources you need will be there for you when the time comes? Breathe in, receiving life. Breathe out, letting go of all that is not needed. Your body is teaching you the fundamental rhythm of peace. Your mind is the lighthouse keeper, scanning the distant horizon, worried about far-off ships. Your body is the ancient, solid rock upon which the lighthouse is built. It is not concerned with the ships. It is concerned only with its own deep geological time. It is concerned with its connection to the core of the earth. It is present, here, now. It feels the sun. It feels the rain. It feels the slow erosion of the waves. And it simply is. It holds everything with a deep, silent, and unwavering presence. Allow your consciousness to inhabit this quality of your body. Feel your own weight, your own density, your own solid presence in this bed, in this room. Let go of the mind's tendency to float away into future scenarios and past regrets. Drop your anchor down into the physical reality of this moment. Feel the sensations of being in your body, the warmth, the tingling, the heaviness. This is the truth. This is what is real right now. Your body is your anchor in the storm of thought, always ready to bring you back to the calm, deep waters of the present moment. So for these last moments, before you drift away, let the body be the guide. Let it be the guru. Trust its intelligence above all else. It is already doing everything that needs to be done. It is healing you. It is resting you. It is preparing you for tomorrow. Your only task is to surrender to its wisdom, to get out of its way, and to allow this deep, silent, and perfect transformation to unfold all on its own. As sleep begins to draw its soft, velvet curtain across your awareness, let us take one final gentle moment to hold the beautiful paradox of your being in a state of complete and loving acceptance. We have journeyed far tonight, from the tall, steady lighthouse to the misty harbor, from the polished armor of knowing to the wild, untended garden. We have witnessed the meeting of the counselor and the seeker, and we have rested together on the banks of the great river between knowing and doing. And now, at the end of this journey, we arrive not at a solution, but at a quiet, spacious peace. A peace that comes from no longer needing to solve the paradox, but simply learning to hold it. You are both. You are, and have always been, both halves of this seeming contradiction. And in this wholeness, there is no conflict. There is only a richer, deeper, and more complete humanity. You are the lighthouse. You are the tall, unwavering beacon of clarity, strength, and compassion for others. Your light cuts through the darkest storms, a reliable and life-saving guide. This is a profound and beautiful truth about you. And, at the same time, you are the ship in the mist. You are the small vessel, floating in the gentle, confusing fog of your own inner harbor, unsure of the way forward. This is also a profound and beautiful truth about you. Tonight, we let these two truths coexist. The lighthouse does not condemn the ship for being lost. The ship does not resent the lighthouse for its clarity. They are two parts of the same coastal scene, each with its own nature, its own purpose, its own reality. You hold them both within you. Allow yourself to be that vast. You are the master gardener. You are the one with the skilled and loving hands, the one who understands the soil and the seasons, the one who can create breathtaking landscapes of beauty and order for everyone in the village. Your wisdom cultivates life in others. This is a magnificent gift. And you are the wild, untended garden. You are the plot of land behind the cottage, overgrown with tenacious weeds and glorious untamed wildflowers. You are a place of chaotic, fertile, and untended life. This is also a magnificent truth. The gardener is not a failure for having a wild patch of their own. The wild garden is not a flaw in the gardener's character. They are two expressions of the same life force. One is the outward expression of cultivated service. The other is the inward reality of a life lived with finite energy. You are both the cultivated and the wild. And in that, you are whole. Imagine, as you lie here, that you are holding a perfectly round, smooth stone in the palm of your hand. It is a river stone, worn into its shape by centuries of flowing water. Turn it over in your mind's eye. One side of the stone has been lying in the cool, damp earth. It is dark, smooth, and cool to the touch. This is your counselor self, your wisdom, your clarity. It is grounded, ancient, and still. Now, in your imagination, turn the stone over. The other side has been facing up, warmed by the afternoon sun. This side is slightly rougher in texture, and it radiates a gentle, living warmth. This is your seeker self, your vulnerability, your confusion, your untended needs. It is filled with the warmth of life, of feeling, of unresolved questions. It is one stone. It is impossible to hold the cool side without also holding the warm side. You cannot possess one half of the stone without possessing the other. To try and separate them would be to break the stone, to destroy its wholeness, its perfect, water-smoothed integrity. Your life's work is not to get rid of the warm, rough side, and it is not to deny the cool, smooth side. Your work is simply to learn how to hold the whole stone, to feel both truths in the palm of your hand at the same time, and to recognize them as inseparable, essential parts of a single, beautiful reality. This is you. You are this stone, whole and complete, with all your coolness and warmth, all your smoothness and roughness. And so, with your next few breaths, let this be your final meditation. On the inhalation, breathe in a deep and abiding sense of self-compassion. Breathe it in for both halves of who you are. Breathe in compassion for the wise part of you that sometimes feels the lonely burden of its own strength. And breathe in compassion for the vulnerable part of you that sometimes feels ashamed of its own uncertainty. Breathe in a kindness that is vast enough to hold all of it. A kindness that does not need you to be consistent, that does not need you to be perfect, that does not need you to have it all figured out. Just a deep, unconditional, and spacious kindness. And then, as you exhale, breathe out the need for perfection. Breathe out the exhausting, lifelong struggle to be just one thing, to be only the lighthouse, only the gardener, only the cool side of the stone. Let go of that impossible ideal. Exhale the judgment, the self-criticism, and the quiet, nagging feeling that you are somehow failing at being you. With each exhale, you become a little more whole, a little more at peace with the beautiful, complex, and sacred truth of who you are. Breathing in self-compassion for all that you are. Breathing out the need to be anything other than what you are right now. You are the guide, and you are the one who is lost. You are the healer, and you are the one who is wounded. You are the source of wisdom, and you are the one who is searching for answers. And all of it is okay. All of it is welcome. All of it is held here in the gentle, loving embrace of this moment as you drift closer and closer to sleep. As the tide of consciousness begins to recede, pulling you gently toward the deep ocean of sleep, let us frame this nightly passage not as an ending, but as the next phase of our transformation. Sleep is not just an absence of wakefulness. It is a journey into a different kind of reality, a gentle and mysterious space where the two selves we have met tonight, the wise counselor and the vulnerable seeker, can finally merge. In the waking world, they sit on opposite sides of the room. They stand on opposite banks of the river. But in the landscape of dreams, the walls dissolve and the river flows into a vast, unified sea. Sleep is the bridge. It is the sacred space where knowing and being finally become one. In your waking hours, the conscious mind, the ego, works so hard to maintain the separation. It guards the armor. It keeps the gate to the garden locked. It insists on the roles of strong one and needy one. But as you fall asleep, that guard gets drowsy. It leans against the wall. Its grip on the keys loosens. And finally, it nods off. And in that moment, the doors of the psyche swing gently open. The counselor and the seeker, who could only touch hands in our waking meditation, can now embrace. They can speak to each other in a language that is far older and more profound than words. This is the language of image, of symbol, of pure, untranslated feeling. This is the language of dreams. In your dreams tonight, the wisdom you hold for others and the vulnerability you hold for yourself are no longer separate. They can mingle, dance, and integrate in ways your waking mind could never orchestrate. The clarity of the lighthouse can shine down into the misty harbor, not as a harsh, interrogating beam, but as a soft, gentle moonlight, illuminating the water with a silvery, magical glow. The master gardener can finally wander into her own wild garden, not with pruning shears and a plan, but with a sense of wonder, marveling at the resilience of the wildflowers, seeing the beauty in the chaos. The work of healing and integration continues effortlessly while you rest. Imagine, as drowsiness deepens, that you are standing once more on the bank of that great river, the river between knowing and doing. But the sun has now set completely, and a huge luminous full moon has risen in the sky. And in its gentle, silvery light, you see something you didn't see before. Arching gracefully over the entire expanse of the water is a soft, moonlit bridge. It is not made of stone or steel. It seems to be woven from solidified moonlight, from the very substance of dreams. It is translucent, shimmering, and absolutely stable. This is the Bridge of Dreams. It has always been here, but it is only visible in the dark. It is only accessible when the striving, analytical, sunlit mind has gone to rest. There is no effort required to cross this bridge. In fact, the very act of falling asleep is the act of stepping onto it. You are already there. Feel your feet in your imagination, leaving the solid bank of knowing. You are walking out over the water now, held and supported by this magical, moonlit structure. Below you, the river of your fears, your habits, your exhaustion continues to flow, but you are above it. You are peacefully, effortlessly traversing the space that seemed so vast and impossible just a short while ago. With every step you take on this bridge, you are moving closer to the other bank, the bank of being. But it is a journey without tension, without struggle. It is a journey made of pure surrender. The gentle pull of sleep is the current of grace that is drawing you across. As you walk, you might see figures from your day, scenes from your past, swirling in the water below. The concerns that felt so heavy and solid are now just translucent images flowing by. The to-do list that seemed like a chain around your ankle is now just a string of words dissolving in the current. You are detached from them. You are the peaceful observer crossing the bridge, your gaze fixed on the quiet, dark shore ahead. The air on the bridge is cool and sweet. It carries the scent of night-blooming flowers from the untended garden. It carries the sound of the distant, rhythmic ocean of deep sleep. This bridge is the ultimate act of self-compassion. It is the nightly gift your psyche offers you, the chance to become whole again, to mend the divisions of the day, to let your deepest wisdom nourish your deepest needs without the interference of your conscious mind. You do not need to understand how this bridge works. You do not need to analyze its structure. You only need to trust it. You only need to allow yourself to be carried across. The destination of this bridge is the deepest, most restorative sleep. It is the land where healing happens on a cellular level, where memories are consolidated, where emotional balance is restored. It is the place where the seeker self is finally able to rest in the arms of the counselor self, like a tired child being held by a loving parent. You are almost there now. The shore of deep sleep is just ahead. Feel the gentle, irresistible pull towards it. Let go. Surrender to the journey. The bridge will hold you. The night will heal you. Your two selves are becoming one again, here in the magical, moonlit alchemy of sleep. And so, we arrive at the final shore, the very edge of the conscious world. Here, at the threshold of deep sleep, we come to understand the ultimate truth of our journey tonight. The final counsel, the most profound piece of advice that contains all other advice within it, is sleep itself. Sleep is the answer your body has been waiting for. It is the wisdom your mind has been seeking, disguised as a simple nightly surrender. It is not just a pause between days of effort. It is the silent, effortless process of mending and becoming whole. It is its own transformation. All night, we have explored the gap between the wisdom you give and the life you live. But in the act of falling asleep, that gap disappears. To choose to sleep is to perfectly align knowing and doing. Your tired body knows it needs rest, and by allowing yourself to drift away, you are following that counsel perfectly. It is the one piece of advice you can follow without any effort at all. It requires only that you let go. Think of sleep as the final, sacred metamorphosis. Just as the caterpillar dissolves within the chrysalis, surrendering its old form completely to become something new, so too do you surrender your waking self to the darkness of sleep. The personality you carry through the day, with all its roles, its armor, its responsibilities, and its worries, is gently dissolved. The counselor self and the seeker self, which we work to bring together, now melt into a single, unified state of being. The division itself ceases to exist. In the dark sanctuary of the chrysalis, an incredible, unseen reorganization is taking place. Tissues are breaking down and being rebuilt into new forms. It is a process of creative chaos, guided by a deep, cellular intelligence. Your sleep is a nightly chrysalis. In the darkness, your brain is not idle. It is diligently at work, pruning unnecessary neural connections, strengthening important memories, and washing away the metabolic waste products of a day of thinking. It is rewiring, rebalancing, and restoring itself, all without your conscious supervision. You do not have to instruct your brain on how to do this. You simply have to provide the darkness, the quiet, and the surrender. This is the ultimate act of trust in your own inner wisdom. It is an acknowledgement that there is a part of you that knows how to heal far better than your conscious mind ever could. To fall asleep is to bow to this deeper intelligence. It is to say, I have done enough. I have thought enough. I have tried enough. Now, I yield to the silent, expert healer within. This surrender is the final and most complete act of self-compassion. You are giving yourself the one thing you need more than anything else, a release from the burden of being you. For the next few hours, you are free. Free from your name, free from your past, free from your future. You are simply a living, breathing organism, undergoing its nightly, miraculous repair. The beauty of this metamorphosis is that it is entirely effortless. A caterpillar does not struggle to become a butterfly. It simply hangs, still and patient, and allows the transformation to happen. Your only task now is to be the chrysalis, to be the still, protective vessel that allows your own nightly becoming to unfold. Let your bed be this chrysalis. Feel its secure, enclosing presence around you. Let the darkness of your room be the sacred, creative darkness within. There is nothing to fear in this darkness. It is the fertile void from which all newness is born. It is the soil in which the untended garden of your soul can finally receive the deep, nourishing rain it has been thirsting for. As you feel the last threads of wakeful thought dissolving, let go of any remaining questions. What will tomorrow bring? How will I solve that problem? Let them all go. Lay them down on the riverbank you are leaving far behind. They are questions for a different you, a you that will be subtly, imperceptibly, yet truly, reborn in the morning. The you that awakens will have benefited from this silent metamorphosis. It will have a little more clarity, a little more resilience, a little more peace. The integration that you began consciously tonight will have been carried to a deeper level by the mysterious currents of sleep. The journey continues, even when you are not aware of it. In fact, it continues best when you are not aware of it. So this is the final release, a gentle surrender into the great mystery. The last piece of advice is to forget all the advice and simply sleep. By simply resting, by giving yourself over to the night, you are following the deepest wisdom you possess. You are answering the call of your body, your mind, and your soul all at once. You are finally and completely coming home to yourself. The journey continues in the quiet of the night. Rest now, heal now, transform now, in the perfect, effortless wisdom of sleep.